Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Stay Fishy Friday.
Love it, love it.
So, while you all gather in, go ahead and grab your drinks, your pop, your juice, whatever it might
Your
be.
coffee.
Yeah.
No, we're worldwide, so
Mhm.
there's people over there just waking up,
Well, let's go ahead and get situated and let's get this stream started. Sure, we have a couple things to update you guys on the night. You will hear us rambling on the night, but that's
No, you just hear him
here.
rambling on, not me. I never ramble on. Right?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's kind of a hard concept for me to wrap my head around.
You're right. I get it.
All right, let me pull these comments up. Should have had this up beforehand.
That's okay.
So while we wait for people to get on and do the mom update, and sure you guys will want a baby update, we'll go ahead and let you guys, trickle on in. Here we go. Just pulled the stream up.
All right, we got 79 people, so we'll wait a little bit more for the mom update yet.
What about word of the night?
I don't know. Let's make it volunteer or baby or Tracy or fish.
How about work? You got a lot of work done today?
We did so much work today,
Yeah,
yes.
a lot more work today.
Work is the word of the day, people. Work. All right, we're up to 98. 100. There we go. People are joining in. Welcome to all the new people.
First time you finally caught her live. Well, welcome, Dave. Glad to have you.
Who's that?
Some guy in the comments says, Dave Schoen. First time I've actually finally caught your live stream.
About time, Dave. Look at this. Do you see this plastic cover on my cup?
Yeah, what about it?
And I had to put a rubber band around. That's saran wrap that wouldn't stick to my cup that I had to put a rubber band around.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? We're outside working and there's all these fruit flies everywhere. They were getting inside my cup. It was terrible. So I had to do this, and then I poked a straw through it. So I'm good to go.
There you go. To all the mods that are on tonight, we appreciate you being
we
here.
appreciate you guys. You guys worked your butts off. And look, in the upcoming changes, we're going to be phasing out the forum, and we're going to only work on the main page. So you guys are all going to get different jobs that you want to do. So you guys got to let me know what jobs you want on the main page. You got to be answering emails or questions or what else is on there?
Professional butt scratcher.
Oh, stop it. We've got a bunch of things, but tell me what you guys want because, answering the page messages, we got to turn that back on. So we're going to have somebody answering the page messages, religiously.
There is this handy dandy app. It's called Business Suite. It takes both Instagram and Facebook, merges it into one, so all the messages are in one app. So you don't have to log on to the Instagram. You don't have to log on to the Facebook. You can answer them all chronologically right on this app. So it makes it easier for that.
So we need somebody to handle the messages. We need somebody to handle the appointments. We need all this different stuff. So we're going to phase out the forum and start working on the page, and then start putting out videos on the page and previews on the page and that kind of stuff. So while you guys think about that for a little bit, I'm going to go ahead with the Tracy update. We're up to 167 people. So let me go ahead and minimize this. Now, this week, people, has been amazing. Greg Woodstock came here. We spent the day here doing different videos. Then we went out to the Coyote Peterson build. Look him up online. Coyote Peterson got 20,000 or 23 million followers, right?
Who?
Coyote Peterson.
Oh, yeah, he's got a ton. Sorry, I wasn't listening.
You're like, who? Anyways, we go to the build and we donate our time. You will see on not today's video, but the day after tomorrow, the video I put out is going to be Bigrich donating his time. I was, loading wheelbarrows full of stuff, just nonstop for hours. I mean, I found muscles that I did not know that I had for so long. I'm pushing this wheelbarrow, and it was so heavy and wet mulch, and it was just like crazy. And I'm going over, rough terrain, and I'm trying to get it through. I worked all day on that, and then we did some drone footage and all kinds of stuff. So that video, look out for that. That's going to be great. And we had Mara watch Tracy for us while we were gone. So I get home and I have to watch Tracy. Now, check this out. Tracy.
Check this out?
Check this out.
You haven't even told me this.
I haven't told you. You're going to hear it first right now.
Don't I always?
Check this out. This is exciting. Wait. This is exciting.
Wait. When I walk in the house, there's, hey, Josh, how you doing? First thing he asks about, how's the baby? It's not, hey, buddy, how you doing? How's your life? How's Brittany? No, it's how's the baby? How's my granddaughter?
I love her so much. She's so sweet and adorable. She just went away and full of love. Oh, I love her.
Not, hey, I want one to tell you about your mom. You'll find out on the live stream.
Oh, did not mean that at all. I'm sorry.
All right, go on.
My poor kids. Okay. So let me tell you this. I was taking care of Tracy like normal. And in the mornings, when I wake her up for her first feeding, and I got to change her at 7 o'clock, because, the nurses come at 8. So I have to change her, feed her, get her, all new bedding, whatever she needs, and have her ready for the nurses at 8. So I go in there, and I usually talk to her, and, I wake her up in her ear. So I bend down. Here's her face, and I bend down. I'm like, hi, honey. Good morning. Wake up, honey. I don't want to just start moving her around, grabbing her legs, pulling the diaper off, So I wake her up nicely. And I'm like, hi, honey. And she was, I swear to God, she was like this. She I'm going to try and open my eyes for you because you guys can't really see my eyes. I put my face down here, and she's like, and she's looking right at me, And I'm like, oh, my God, you're so attentive. And she's staring right at me. I can tell that she's there, and she hears me, and she's trying to acknowledge, right? So I tell her, you have to learn to squeeze my hand. You have to learn to, close your eyes like you were doing on a more responsive note, close your eyes for yes, this and that. And I was like, I'll take care of you forever. You're my girl. You're my baby. I will take care of you forever. Love you, Don't worry about anything that's ever happened in the past. You died for your sins. You deserve to be here. Your little baby Josh, he had a baby girl. You're a grandma now. And, I'm like, her name is Alora. She has your middle name, Alora Marie. She's so adorable. I can't wait for you to see her. And when I lifted up, she had tears running down her face. It was adorable. I was like, oh my God, you're there. You can understand, she's there. She has been so responsive lately, and she's been so in tune with us. And, I can tell that she's there, and this morning, today, and yesterday, of course, but today mostly. Yesterday I was changing her, and I have the hardest time changing her diaper because I got to make her legs straight, or I got to make her legs bend and then spread them open, to get the diaper from behind to up front and all that. And, yesterday I was like, okay, honey, it's time. Put your legs down. And I pushed on her knees, and she put her legs down. I thought it was a freak accident, like a fluke, She wanted to stretch at that same moment that I wanted her legs down. And then when I put my fingers under her legs, and I'm like, okay, honey, you got to bend your knees up. And she bent her knees up. And then I spread her knees, and I pulled the diaper from under and put it up from front and all that. Today went even easier. It's like she's working with me. She put her legs down straight when I told her to, and then she lifted her. When I went to lift her legs, it's usually I have to take all the weight and pull. She helped me. I was like, are you helping me, honey? Are you really helping me? Are you serious? Are you there? Are you helping me? And she helped me lift her legs and put this diaper on her. I was like, this is 2 days in a row. You are, oh my God. I was like, I am so happy. I am so ecstatic,
Enthralled.
enthralled. Yeah, everything is.
Wouldn't that be something great? You know, the baby arrives, mom comes back.
She is there, dude. She is. I don't care what the doctors say. She's in there. She can understand me. She's there. She cries when I talk to her. You know, seeing this kind of reaction, and then she's helping me change her. This I thought yesterday was a fluke, but today she did it again. You know,
That's awesome.
it's so awesome. It's so awesome. She is in there, and she is helping me, and she is trying. And she is, you know, trying to be able to speak to me. You know, she's such a little sweetheart. You know, she's fighting so hard. I mean, can you imagine being trapped in your body and you're not able to move nothing? And then you want to tell people something and you can't? That would be horrible. And I'm trying every way I can to communicate with her, you know. But, you know, she is, and later in the day, you know how if you hold her hand and if you pull away, she'll grab on more?
Okay.
Okay, but if you hold her hand still and you say, honey, grab my hand, she really does nothing.
Okay.
But if you pull away, you feel her pulling. You know, she will grab. So I know she's able to grab.
Right.
This afternoon, I was like, honey, squeeze my hand. You need to do this in front of a doctor. You need to do this. Squeeze my hand, honey. And she was just sitting there, and my hand was in her hand. And I touched her back of her hand. I'm like, squeeze this hand, honey. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she just squeezed. I don't know if it's her acknowledging or her knowing or her trying, but now that tells me that I got to try every single day and see if she's able to squeeze my hand. You know, I'm a skeptic. I'm not going to say, oh, she squeezed my hand and we're, yay, hallelujah. No, I'm very skeptical. I will try it 5, 6, 8 days in a row, whatever it takes. And I will try and trick her, you know, so that I can know that she's telling me the truth and squeezing my hand for real before I will pass it on to you guys. So, but she did squeeze my hand today when I asked her to. And I was like, oh my God, honey, did you do that? Did you do that? No, I'm all tripping out. Did you do that? You know? So we know she's in there. We know she's in there. She's paying attention. She may not be able to respond to us, but she's there and paying attention. Why else would she cry when I'm telling her that I'm going to take care of her forever? She's had a baby, you know, granddaughter. I mean, all of a sudden, she has tears coming out of her eyes, you know? I am really high on life right now because, for one, we got so much done today. And Tracy's doing so well, you know? So I'm just loving life. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Tracy update as much as I did. She is amazing, and she is coming back. I just know it. She is doing so well.
Some would even say that she's working.
I'll take that.
All right, so now that we got the mom update out the way, let's go ahead and give a little update on the baby. You guys remember
What baby? Thank God.
You guys remember she was born like 7 pounds 10 ounces. You know, the first couple days they lose a bunch of weight. She went down to 7 pounds 3/4 of an ounce. Last week we weighed her and she was like 7 pounds 2.5 ounces. Today we went in and she's 7 pounds 9.5 ounces. So she's almost back up to her birth weight. The doctor says she's doing great, looks great. So we're doing a good job there.
Well, that was because you guys are naturally feeding, not bottle feeding. And so
Correct.
she was going to lose a little bit of weight at first.
Well, that's with any baby, really.
Okay.
They just don't eat enough off the rip. But yeah, we're trying to do the breastfeeding, and whenever there's not enough supply, we'll supplement with like a little bit of formula or something like that.
And how's she doing on her sleeping?
We're doing all right.
No. Is it every hour you're up? Do you get to sleep 3 hours? Do you get to sleep all night? You know, come on, let us know the ins and the outs.
I'd say between every 2 to 4 hours she's up and feeding.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Right now she's going through her cluster feeding phase. So you'll be up for an hour feeding. She'll go back to sleep for a half hour and be back up, and then she'll be out for 2 hours, and then
okay. So basically, the baby's doing great. The parents are arguing. Oh, it's your turn. No, it's your turn. No, it's your turn.
Well, I'm the one getting up in the middle of the night. I grab the baby while she's leaning the bed up, and I hand her the baby, and she feeds, and then she wakes me back up when it's time to put her back to sleep. So
awesome. That's good teamwork right there.
Yeah.
That's really good teamwork right there.
Not going to say it's perfect, but it's what works.
No. Everybody's situation is different every time. I had these little boys that I thought, oh, you're so cute. You're my baby boy. And he'd pee on my chest or something. That was you. Your mother held you up and you're like, oh, I love you so much. And you peed in her mouth. But that was our choice, you know what I'm saying? We learned after that.
Yep, you gotta aim that thing where it's safe. Not going out of both ends there. So we got Paul Carroll, $2. He sent in a chat that said Paul. Well,
thank
here's
you,
the
Paul. Wait, here's to you, Paul. Drinking word. Let's go with progress. That's what Tracy's done. Progress. The drinking word is progress tonight, guys. Now we've got so much to talk about. We've got so much that has happened in the last 2 weeks. Oh my goodness! And and we try and video everything, but we can't tell you before the video comes out. We got to have everybody watch the videos, So, but Greg Woodstock has been here, and we have come up with a lot of ideas of what he wants to do around here. And, we went to the Coyote Peterson build. That'll be on our video day after tomorrow. Coyote Peterson, he's got a lot of followers. He was heading up this build for the Lake Erie Nature and Science Center. And Greg Woodstock donated all the stuff and then had a build a pond day where 50 certified contractors showed up, aquascape contractors, and everybody, donated their time and effort and built this beautiful pond in a day and a half. We worked our butts off, and it is beautiful. I could not believe how nice this was.
Here is a great question. Chris Hoffman, $2 says, ICX okay for stingrays? ? Heat and salt not working. Well, here's a bit of advice. For one, ICX is completely fine for stingrays, but 2, stingrays don't get ick. So if there's something wrong with your stingray, it's obviously something else that's not ick, and that's probably why the heat and the salt are not working. If you want to send in a picture or a little video to me, I can try and assess it for you and give you my best answer on that one. But yeah, fun fact, stingrays can't get ick. But they can get much worse things, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's kind of weird how every species of fish, they can't always get every single disease. Like it's weird that fish live in the water where parasites are attaching to fish, but they don't really go on to the stingray. It could be something like velvet or Costia or something like that. They all kind of look the same. Also, Moby Dick Dopin said if it looks like it's likely fungal, right?
Not really. Fungal comes off as a Q-tip hanging on the skin, a fungal infection, and there's like tufts of, what do you want to call it? How do you want to describe it?
Slough.
Just fluff hanging off the skin. That's fungal because it'll grow and it'll stick up. Bacterial is skin missing and redness and a open sore. Ick is white dots. It looks like somebody poured salt on them. So there's the way you can tell the difference.
If it's larger than a grain of salt, it's not ick.
Right.
And also the thing with fungus is, as soon as you put salt in the water, the fungus absolutely cannot live. So even if you're doing the salt treatment and it's not working, then it's most likely not a fungus at that point. And that's why I don't know why a lot of people buy fungal medicines, because salt will do the trick every single time. And it baffles
Trust
me.
us, because we're the kings of not spending money. We've got 200,000 gallons of water to treat. Salt is cheap. We can get salt for what, 60 cents a pound.
Yeah, you can get it even cheaper at Home Depot. I think you get a 20-pound bag for like $11.
Right. We use salt to cure a lot of stuff, but we cannot use salt in our main system because it will kill your plants.
Yep.
So you're stuck in between. We put the fish into this tank and then we salt it and then we bring the temperature up. Temperature and salt cure 90% of everything.
Chris Hoffman again, $2. He says, I have wild discus that have it and want to make sure it is safe. So what I would do with that, if you have your temperature up to 86 degrees,
87,
86, 87, yeah, you're fine. That will, for one, help kill the ick in the water. You can also dose it with the Ick-X if you want to expedite the process. That'll only kill the spores in the water. The heat will help kill the spores on the fish.
Not really. I don't mean to disrespect you or tell you you're wrong, but let me explain this. When ick is on your fish, it has a 7-day life cycle. And on that 7th day, you'll see it as a big white spot on your fish, like a grain of salt. On that 7th day, it will die and fall off, but before it does, it releases 1 million spores into the water, microscopic level. Now, them spores cannot live in 86 to 87 degree water. They will die. They also cannot live in salted water. So salting and temperature will kill all ick. And the higher the temperature, this is what I believe in, because the higher the temperature, the faster the life cycle. Instead of 7 days, now it goes down to 5 days. The adult ick parasite will live only 5 days and then release the spores, which they will all die in the water because of the heat or the salt. You can add Ick-X, but that does the same thing. It kills the baby spores. So you still have the adult, parasite on your fish for that 5 to 7 days. But sometimes it's the difference in fish living from 5 days to 7 days. We've had fish get ick, and then we're so covered with it, and 3 days later they're dead. So 5 days is a lot better than 7 days, So
what the heat does, it speeds up the metabolism
Right.
of all, living things in the water. No matter if it's the fish, their appetite will increase. If it's the parasite, their appetite
their
will
growth period
increase.
will also increase.
So they will, speed up that process just a little bit. We've got Doompai says, Josh, is a salt dip good enough? Salt dips are great for a few things. If you have a small outbreak of, like, say, a fungus or something, you want to do a 10-15 minute salt dip. But for serious illnesses, salt dips really won't work. It stresses the fish out, and it's probably doing more damage than it is good. You would be better off to salt the water.
But they work very well on fish that, like, he was fine yesterday, and then today he's got fungus all over him. Put that fish in a salt dip, and then when he starts turning on his side, because there's too much salt in the water, he will turn on his side. At that point, put him back in your water. It will kill all the fungus off of it, and it's great. But like Josh says, if he's, sick for 2 weeks and, he's barely hanging on, a salt dip won't help him The salt dip will actually hurt him.
Someone asked, is the jowl getting any more aggressive? So the jowl, not so much, but the goonch, hell yeah. And he has
what did
grown,
you say?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's grown in length and width, girth. This thing, his teeth are growing. This thing is just a beast. He's becoming, actually, he already was one of my favorite fish, but it's just so great to see both the goonch and both of the tigerfish getting so big and meaty and healthy and happy. But there's something coming up that we're going to have to do, and it involves the goonch. So we're going to have to stay tuned for that. We can't spoil all the surprises.
Now, check this out. Day after tomorrow's video. Now, so many people loved today's video. I mean, I spent a lot of time editing and doing this, and everybody loved it. But for some reason, it didn't do very well. But the people that did watch it left great reviews, okay? 2 days from now, I'm going to put up the next video, and it's going to be of the Coyote Peterson build. So you guys got to watch this. And there's a helicopter involved. Yes, a helicopter. Things get crazy at this build. It was on a private island, a Bass Island, and we had to take a ferry there. It was crazy, you know. It's just, and the whole island is a golf cart community. So there's golf carts passing golf carts and different golf. This golf cart's got tunes. This one's got a hopped up motor.
That's what everyone does out there. They compete and, you know, pimping out their golf carts out there. They pretty much park their cars when they get off the ferry and hop on the golf carts. Someone's asking, what is the effect of salt on beneficial bacteria? There is little to none, so I would not, you know, worry about it. When you add the salt for a freshwater fish, it's at such a small, you know, concentration that it's not really going to affect the beneficial bacteria.
But if you added 30 fish at once, there's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, that's, you know, now more pertaining to bioload, and the bacteria has to grow.
Right.
But you're not really going to have a die-off of bacteria or growth of bacteria from adding a small dose of salt.
No, not at all. But if you add, like, say, 7 fish, they're going to be, you know, peeing, and there's going to be more ammonia in the water than normal, and then your bacteria will catch up within 2-3 weeks. But if you add, you know, 100 fish, all of a sudden you're going to have ammonia spikes, nitrite spikes. I mean, it's going to be bad, and you're going to lose some fish. Add your fish slowly to your new systems. You know what I'm saying?
Any update on getting the lens cap back? I have not. It's still sitting in my buddy's tank right now. It might come back. It might not. We shall see. Salt will kill the plants. We talked about that previously.
We can't salt our major systems because we are mostly plant-based.
And someone asked about what happened with our salt with Geo Vegas. All scaled fish are absolutely fine. The only fish you have to worry about salt is scaleless fish.
And it don't really hurt all of them, just
Not
some
at all.
of them.
Yeah, so the only fish you want to be careful with is scaleless, and that pertains to all medications as well. So, like, if you're dosing a harsh, let's say, antibiotic, and you're dosing it into your tank, and you have clown loaches and, you know, stuff like that has skin
fish,
but no scales, that medication can actually irritate their skin and actually harm them. So what I like to do is dose it at half the rate for double the period. So they're still getting the exposure.
Good information right there.
So they're still getting the exposure to the medication. It's not as harsh for them, but you're doing it for twice the length to make sure that the problem is eradicated. Where are we at? Someone asked about the big tortoise. So,
okay, let me. We had to take him to the vets, okay, because he hasn't eaten, and we were getting really worried, and we tried everything, including pumpkin pie mix, which you know, we called Herbs Alive. And I'm like, look, this turtle's not eating. He's like, look, try, candied yams, try yellow yams, or orange yams. Try anything orange, pumpkin pie mix. They love that. And we mushed it all over his beak, and he still would not eat it. So we decided to take him into the veterinarian. Well, we have a veterinarian here, and when we went in there, he's like, oh, yes, this turtle is sick. I suspect something more than just not feeding, because he's not eating as a side effect of this sickness. So they took blood, and they're keeping him there for a couple of days, and they gave them he gave them 3 shots, and so we're waiting to find out from this blood result what he has, what sickness he has, what is wrong with him. And hopefully the doctor, he said, it's hard to force feed a tortoise. They do not like that. We force feed fish all the time, so a tortoise would be harder. And he says he's done this before, and it's okay. So we decided to leave him with him and let him handle him for a few days and see how things go, and we will follow up with him from there. So that's where Peekaboo is at, and he's in the best hands he could be, because he would not eat. It's been almost 5 weeks, a little over a month that he is not eating for us. So if we would have left him go, he's going to die eventually, So it was time to take him to the vets, like every responsible pet owner should do. Even though the money is going to be ridiculous, that, but do you want to lose your pet? I mean, he was not eating, so we had to take him in.
We also don't know how long he was not eating before he came to us.
Right. Well, okay, so he is at the veterinary clinics, and he is in his best hands possible, and to do what we want. We want him to come home and be, hungry and want to eat and get along with everybody. That's what we want.
Okay, Johnny Michelangelo says, does anybody know if there's a place you can take a 300-gallon acrylic tank to get a split seam fixed? So here's the thing with a split seam acrylic tank. Most manufacturers will not just fix a seam. What they will want to do is basically cut the end of it off, seam a new piece of acrylic on, and your tank will then be, 3/4 of an inch shorter, whatever it might be. That's what they would want to do, and it would cost thousands of dollars. What I would advise you to do is go back and watch one of OFR's videos about seaming acrylic panels together, because if you remember, we had that 500-gallon tank that's popped a seam, and that's the same thing that they told us. They wanted to take this tank apart, and they wanted to do all this nonsense that really didn't make a lick of sense. So what I did was got a square piece of acrylic rod. Well, I made him order it. I just picked it up.
I'm just the dad.
And we took acrylic rod. So if the overlap on your seam is, say you have half-inch acrylic, then your seam is a half-inch. So you would then want a half-inch by half-inch acrylic rod. You would then have 2 surfaces bonding to the inside corner, and you would be stronger than the original bond you initially had. But what you have to do, the biggest thing, is prepping the seam to take this acrylic rod. You need to make sure you sand the corner a little bit with a fine grit sandpaper. Make sure the fit is absolutely perfect. And then once you get down to it, you got to use acrylic cement, bond it to it. And one of the biggest issues is if you lay the tank down, say if it's the front corner that goes up the front right side, you then have to lay the tank down onto its face. But that's not good enough, because the acrylic solvent is very, what's the word for it? Liquidous. It wants to run. So you then have to,
liquidous.
Yeah. You then have to prop this side of the tank up, so all the liquid wants to run to this corner where the seam is, thus keeping.
Because you don't want no liquidous.
It's actually a word. You don't want any of that solvent getting onto your viewing panel, because then it'll go all hazy. You'll never get it off. Once it bonds, the solvent is actually stronger than the acrylic itself. So I would tape it up. I'd watch some OFR videos, and Have at her.
Let me explain something to you. Now, this is bad news.
So,
You know the 1,000-gallon bass tank?
mm-hmm.
You know how the front windows are 2 pieces of glass put together?
Yeah.
Okay. I think they're separating because the bottom right-hand corner of your bass tank, about, I'd say this big, 8 inches by 8 inches when it cut across, and coming up is a cloudy white, and I couldn't scratch none of it off with a magnet. I think it's coming apart in the middle.
Take a look.
You're going to take a look, but I'm telling you, this is not good. We may lose that 1,000-gallon tank to where we have to buy a whole new 1-inch glass to put on the inside to revive it.
The largest they sell is 3/4. It won't work at 4 foot. So if you get into 1 inch thick, you're then looking at bulletproof glass, which is technically
Okay, then
like
a piece of
tempered glass.
acrylic. We may have to silicone a piece of acrylic in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, them 2 half-inch pieces of glass are, I think they're delaminating, and it is now
Big
showing.
word.
It's not good. It's now showing on the bass tank, and I think we have a problem. You know, to where it may spread more. You cannot see through it. It's gray white matter in between. You
You know
know.
what I say? If we've had that tank up and going now for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
If we've gotten 2 years use out of that tank and the 700
For as
and
cheap
the
as we got it,
2,000, it was worth the money.
it was worth
I'm
it.
not
But
mad.
I'm saying
It sucks.
it
but-
sucks, and I'm telling you, we may have problems, or it may stay right there on the corner.
Or you're just blind and it's on the inside.
It may stay right there on the corner and not spread.
Possible.
So we may get lucky, and that's the only part, you know. And what we'll do is we'll put a sticker up there, you know, OFR or something, and cover that. But I wanted to let you know because it is into your favorite tank, you know.
Oh, are you talking about my award-winning scape off, tank off?
No,
winning
not at all.
tank?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm talking about the 1,000-gallon bass tank that you put way too many fish in, and you know.
Tank that stays crystal clear because it's got what, a couple thousand gallons of water rolling through it.
Do you know why it stays crystal clear? Because every single day I am wiping off
Hey,
algae.
We
No,
had
just
a
today.
deal.
Just today, I cleaned off the 750,
Wait,
the 500,
All right.
the 700,
Wait.
and the 1,000
Wait,
of
wait,
algae.
wait.
Now that took me about 2 hours.
Wait.
I worked my butt off on
Wait
that.
a minute.
No,
wait
no,
a
there's
minute,
no wait.
Wait a minute.
I
Wait a
worked
minute.
my butt off cleaning these tanks today.
Wait a minute.
No, there's every single day. I have other tanks to clean too. You're not here. You come here and feed, and you're like, "What's wrong here? Why is that there? Why is that there?" And I'm like, I worked my butt off today.
So we had this deal worked out that I'll feed the meats because it's a little more time consuming and harder, and
No,
I'll clean
it's
the
not time
filters.
consuming and harder. It is. It smells horrible. I hate that smell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I clean the filters and feed the fish. You clean the glass. And do I hear you complaining about it?
For the first time in years, yes, I complained about it because I spent about 4 hours today cleaning the glass. And then she spent about 2.5 hours cleaning glass today. We cleaned tanks.
Yeah.
And then you come in, you're like,
Oh,
Now-
wait. Are you telling me you had help and you're still complaining?
she did the Shack Koi tanks.
that-
I did all the
is that-
tanks on the
wait,
wall.
It's a
I
yes or
will
no
slap
question.
the shit
Yes
out
or
of
no.
you.
Yes or no.
Slap the-
Yes or no. Yes or no. Yeah.
This kid.
Yeah. Drink your drink. Okay. We got JP Merlot, $5.
I need to drink this drink because I can't deal with it.
Says, say the most ridiculous scientific fish name you can pronounce, then spell it, or just take a drink.
I got this. Brachyplatystoma filamentosum. That is a true. Gonna go from there.
Or Harry.
A true Paraeva. Okay. Or you could go with the. Go ahead.
That's easy.
Say the scientific name.
That's
I trust you. You can get it.
Pseudocanthicus serratus.
Pseudocanthicus serratus is the black dragon pleco.
No.
Yes.
But he said spell it. So you got to spell brachyplatystoma filamentosa.
BRACY PLA.
You forgot an H there, buddy.
Stop. Wait, I gotta say it in my mind. Okay. BRACHY PLATASTOMA filamentosa FILAMENTOSA is a true. I forgot now. Damn it. A true paraiba. There you go. So JP Merlot, I spelled it.
You were so close.
Stop it. I got it.
You said
you spelled the other one. The black dragon. Come on. Spell it.
PSUEDO
PSUE?
PSUEDO pseudo.
Okay.
CAN Canthicus, you can sound that out.
CHI
CANTHICUS SERATUS.
serratus.
Yeah, there you go.
And
but
that is the
brachyplasma, you missed the A with the Y. You said PLATA. It's PLATA.
Do you see this guy trying to prove me wrong? Do you guys not want to stick up behind Bigrich that is like, he did that. Yay!
We're having fun here.
This guy right here is wanting to challenge me.
He said drink.
No. This guy right here wants to challenge me. I'm twice his size. So come on, big guy. Come on. No. You take that. Come here. I got you. Are you wanting to challenge me now? I was a bouncer for 18 years. I'm not ticklish. But I can put you to sleep in a matter of 3 seconds.
Just don't do any bending over, right?
All right, what's next? JP, thank you. Just take a drink.
Chris Hoffman, $2 says, am I dosing half recommended amount because of the ray? If it's ICX, I will not worry about it. That's more for like more harsh chemicals, and it depends on the fish. If it's just a stingray, you should be fine.
Yeah, stingrays aren't. They are
very hardy.
Scaleless, but they're very hardy. So you don't have to class them in with the scaleless fish. You know, like what's the orange and the black?
Clown loach?
Clown loach. I mean, them are very
sensitive
fish. Yes.
I don't like this guy. Very sensitive.
How was that sensitive on the back of your head? So, look, he's all worried now.
Jesus.
Who's ticklish now?
Someone asked, what's the best cement to use for acrylic mending job? So what I like to use is the Weld On 16. You get the halfway in between the long pot life and the workability. The only thing you have to worry about is making sure there's no bubbles in the seam. So what you want to do is basically pull the solvent up, and then you want to apply it to both surfaces. What you can also do is apply it to one, stick the rod down, pull it back up, make sure it's covering, and then stick it down. You want to tap it and tap out all the bubbles, and then let it sit, and it should be fine. I don't always get it perfect every time, but it works.
All right. We got Jens Carlson says UFC Rich.
Lord Kish, $2 says, do we need to separate you two?
Yes, I think so. Okay, Brittany Zibla says, Big Rich is super secret bouncer sleeper hold. I'm going to give her credit.
It turns on.
She knew the sleeper hold. She knew that whole sleeper hold thing. I mean, yes, that's how I put people to sleep. I used to be paid in my 20s $20 to put people to sleep. You know, hey, this guy's bothering me. Put him to sleep. $20. They paid me. I went and did it, you know, and people went to sleep.
People are calling for Bruce, and he hid Bruce on me. You threw him away, didn't you?
I did. He's not around no more.
You bastard.
I'm a bastard? I'm your father.
You threw my dog away?
Joshua, I am your father. Like Luke.
People are saying. Did you ever have a problem with slime in your tanks? We did, but we don't call it slime. We call it biofilm. It is
that's that
natural,
white Oh, I hate that shit.
It's a natural, healthy part of an ecosystem. It just means there's good nutrients in your water, but it is very pesky when you are trying to have it on a viewing window. So you just have to wipe it off every couple of days. If you let it go for a week or two, then it's really hard to get off.
I love this. OBG Foster. Now, she's a sweetheart. She says, I couldn't chat last week, but did Josh and Brittany enjoy the cookies? Or did Hoover intercept them all?
What cookies?
You stop. You lie. You know. I told him the cookies were here. Hoover ate 3 of them. There were 6 come in. I took a little piece off of one and tasted it. And then Reaper took one, busted it in half, and took half home with them. And the rest were intercepted by Hoover. Josh came over and there was like one of the super chocolate chunk brownie ones, and then one of the chocolate chip ones. And you know, he took a bite and a half, like a half of one, and went home. Hoover got the rest for sure. That's funny.
Blake Weber says, "Wait, I thought OFR didn't turn away any fish." And
we never turn away. Why do you say that?
If you want to bring them in, we'll take them at every time. The only time that we might possibly say no is when someone wants us to come to
we have never said
Connecticut to come pick up a goldfish.
Right, but I have never said no to that. I said we're not going to Connecticut anytime soon. We're heading out east. Then we're heading south. Then we're heading west. Then we'll be heading north. So it'll be 4, 5, 6 months before we get to you. If you still have them, I can add you to our list. If you find a home for them in the meantime, let us know. You know, we have never said no to any pickup ever, including groundhogs.
He said that because you threw away Bruce. What's wrong with you?
Bruce.
The shark.
Dude, that is a plastic toy.
That is a fish.
He's over there. I didn't throw him away.
I don't see him. Where's he at?
Look underneath.
You're a liar.
I'd never lie.
Where's he at?
I didn't throw Bruce away.
Hoover, where's my shark?
Right.
I'm still not finding him. If he's around here, I'll find him, guys. He'll be joining us on next live stream, and he'll have something to say.
Okay, Tyler Kerr says, where I live, it can get as low as -30. Is it possible to keep a pond running all winter long in these conditions?
-30? Jesus, that's like
what the hell?
Like permafrost. You would definitely need a heater or to have it 12 feet deep, because up there, -30, I'd imagine the frost line is about 4 feet, possibly 3. I could be wrong.
You can have the pond 5 foot deep and then have an aerator at the bottom. And what the aerator does, as the air rises, it also brings the water up. So the warm water from below the frost line will come up. And as the air hits the top, it leaves a open area on the top of the ice. So it will keep your water circulating like this and keep the top open. What that does is the gases that build up that are deadly to the fish can escape. If the whole top covers over with ice, then these gases will kill the fish. Okay? So if you have an aerator in there or a heater on top, it will keep the top open, and your fish will live for the winter. You're good to go.
Question: how's the golden 24 karat gold goby? Did he ever get his colors back? The question is, or the answer is no. So sometimes, across seas, people medicate fish and they will change colorations. And then they'll sell said fish for a lot of money. And then 30, 60 days down the road, the fish revert back to normal colors. And I think that's what we experienced there. And he is now just a normal colored goby, and he's in the 750 right now. Which we actually just got a smaller one. He's about yay big, so he'll have a friend soon.
Jens Carlson says, "Big Papa Pump, you can do it."
Duane says, my Oscar's back is broken. It's been almost 3 months. He still eats and swims. Is it okay to leave him bent in half? That is fine. I mean, he is a fish. Some might say he can feel it, but in reality, he really can't. That is totally up to you. We have deformed fish with bent backs.
We never say no to any fish.
We do
have broken back fish.
We just give them the best life possible. We've had gars that were
we
bent
give them
like a V.
live out their life.
Yeah. Where are we at?
Right here.
How's Tracy and the baby? We answered this the beginning of the live stream. The first 15 minutes was the mom update.
Anytime that you want to see just the Tracy update, go to the beginning of every Friday Fishy show, and you can get the update. We're always there in the beginning. We wait a little bit until there's people here, and then we give the Tracy update before we go on with the rest of the show. So, hope that helps.
How's the albino channel cat doing in the pool pond? He's doing great.
Have you guys not seen the new video? We just put the biggest gar.
Hasn't been released because you wanted to put your two out.
That's right. I didn't say nothing. Strike what I said. Forget what I said. Wait. You will forget what I said. It's my bad.
What was your favorite fish you've ever saved, and what is your favorite rescue fish or favorite rescue you've ever done?
Ooh, mine would have to be the trip to California and all the cool fish we brought back from California. The 4-foot short body alligator gar, the albino red tail, the platinum red tail. And a bunch of other fish that came from Vincent Wu from California. That was my favorite rescue. It did take, 72 hours the first drive, and then the second drive we ran into 96 hours, where I came home, fell out of the truck, and ripped every tendon off my shoulder, and I had to go to the hospital and get these sewed all back on. It was crazy. I couldn't move my arm at all. That was my favorite rescue.
Okay. Chad Blocklinger, $5 says, would you two rather be locked in a closet with water moccasins or locked in with a monkey with a hand grenade and an overt sense of curiosity?
The monkey with the hand grenade, because I can handle a monkey. I've had 5 of them so far. And the first thing I would do is grab that hand grenade. Make sure he don't pull out. He may try and bite me, but I'll push his forehead back and pull that hand grenade out of his hand, and I will handle him. You've seen me. I had actually had the true story. I had to fight my monkey. I had to actually physically fight my monkey. Check this out. We were at a Mount Hope exotic animal auction. And there was this guy there with a monkey with a diaper on. And he was holding him by the tail. And I'm like, oh, that is so cool. I have to have him. How much for him? And he was like, $1,200, blah, blah, blah. And I went in and I bought a bunch of different animals and stuff like that. But then I came back out and he's still out there. I'm like, dude, I'm done. I have to have him. Here's your $1,200. He goes, look, put him in your pet carrier. I had a little pet carrier, like a cat carrier. Put him in there until he gets home. Release him into his, cage, and let him go for 3 or 4 weeks before you start interacting with him. I'm like, okay, no problem. This SOB didn't tell me that he is a Java macaque that is part of a dominant, submissive lifestyle. In other words, if he thinks he can take you,
kinky.
if he thinks he can take you, he will fight you, right? And if you win,
Harry Banana says Big Rich had really spanked the monkey.
Listen, oh dude, you don't even know. Listen to this. So I'm on my way home, right? I'm driving a 95 S10 pickup truck on the highway. Tracy's in the passenger seat. The monkey's in the little cat carrier. And he's got his feet and his paws right here at the door. And he's like, and we're like, oh, he's so cute. Tracy, let him out. He can't go nowhere. We're driving home, We're locked in this truck for the next hour.
Big Rich put the monkey in a sleeper hold.
and so Tracy opens up the door, and the monkey grabs both feet, both hands, and goes, boom, out the door of this cage, heading right at my throat. Well, I moved, and right here, there is a huge bite right here, where he bit onto my skin and just latched on. And I'm screaming. I'm driving 65 miles an hour down the highway, and a monkey is biting me. So I grab him, and I yank him off, and I hit him on the steering wheel.
So you spanked your monkey.
You stop it. This monkey goes like this. I hit him on the steering wheel, and he's looking at me, and he goes, I didn't know. I don't know what the hell to do. All I know is this damn monkey just bit me, and I paid for him, right? So I take him, I throw him back in the cage, right?
That was my cut.
So Tracy closes the cage. If I would have known any better, that monkey was submissing to me. He says, you're the batter dog. I am not worthy. I will listen to you. All I had to do was grab him around his tail and hold his tail. And he would have been the perfect monkey. And he submits to me. I didn't know that was a submission. So I take him and I throw him back in the cage. And he's in the cage. Now when I get home, guess what? I got to fight him all over again. This monkey went into his cage and he thought he was better than me because he submissed and I did not acknowledge. I learned up on all this monkey stuff, and the next time, this was so funny. Oh my God. This was the most hilarious thing that has ever happened in my life. Like,
it's pretty funny.
10 of my friends came over, and they're like, oh my God, you have a monkey. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, let him out. I'm like, no, I'm not letting him out. They're like, come on, dude, let him out. We want to see him. I'm like, all right, if everybody sits down, I had, a love seat, a chair, and a big couch. And there were 10 of them. And there was boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. They were all girlfriends and boyfriends, So they sit down. Rob Pickering was the first guy. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to let him out, but nobody move. He can bite you. He is like mean, okay? Mm-hmm. And they're like, okay. So I open the door. The monkey jumps out, runs over to Rob Pickering.
Wait a minute. We're going to come to you with a little bit of a intermission. While this story, we're going to catch up on the Super Chats. The Fahaka guy, $10, says, I hope you guys are doing good. Puffer's still happy and plump. Have you found the lizard? Hashtag free Bruce. You want to answer that real quick? No. We have not. And we got Jim Sheasley, $5. Says, any word on ordering OFR t-shirts? What's up with the OFR t-shirts?
I tried to go to Spring and figure out, but it seems that what was it called? Facebook and YouTube have taken over and opened up their own shops and not Teespring, we used to have everybody would click and they would go to Teespring.
Yep.
Now they're not going to Teespring. They're only going to the 3 or 4 items I have on this shop.
Gotcha.
So I have to now bring everything from Teespring to this shop and do all that. I have to really revamp everything.
Gotcha. All right, now that intermission is over, get back to your story, ladies and gentlemen. The monkey came out of the cage.
The monkey was let out of its cage. This is the funniest shit you've ever heard. If there's small children around, please, don't let them be around. Okay, don't let them be around. This is going to get pretty adults here. So the monkey, I open up the cage. The monkey comes flying out of the cage, and he's running around the living room up on top of the curtains at the curtain rods, and he's just jump. He's just flying around, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, get him, Rich!" I'm like, "No, I ain't touching that monkey." You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, the monkey comes over to Rob Pickering. Okay,
of course, I'm the dummy.
He lands on Rob's shoulders, grabs him by the forehead, and starts having sex with the back of his head. It was hilarious. Rob's like, "Get him, Rich, get him." I'm like, "I ain't touching him." So he jumps off of Rob's head, goes to his girlfriend, grabs her by the forehead, and starts, doing the same thing. I'm like, "Oh my God, look at that monkey go." He jumped and he went to all 10 people, and we called it skull fucking. He skull fucked all of them. I was too scared to grab him. I was not stopped, and none of these people moved. They were all too scared. They were like, get him off of me, get him off of me. And the monkey's like, oh yeah.
And he's got this stupid grin on his face this whole time. You see like monkeys are doing something funny and they just like bare their teeth.
Funniest moment of my life. This monkey went around the circle, and then, after he comes in, he jumps on my arm and he runs back in his cage. I'm like, "Good monkey." And I close the door. Okay. They were all tripping. It was hilarious. Oh my God.
So for you guys that don't know, a Java macaque is a part of the baboon family that they can get to about 3 foot tall.
Yes.
And they have big,
huge teeth. And they are dominant submissive order. In other words, they will fight the next monkey in line, and if that monkey wins, they will submit, and then that monkey will grab his tail. And then that monkey will be submissive to this monkey forever. But the problem is, I didn't know this when this guy sold this to me. If he would have told me this, I wouldn't have had to fight him twice. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm trying to find a picture of a macaque
they are
next
mean.
to someone. There goes a Java macaque laying down with some guy. He's big,
look how cute.
But
now show him an adult. Show him an adult with the teeth.
Let me try and find one here.
Right there. That some bitch.
There goes an adult. That's not his teeth bared, but he's a big monkey.
Oh, he's got 1.5 inch teeth, fangs. Oh my God, they come out. You got to show a picture of that. Show a picture of his face. This was crazy. I've never had a Java macaque since. I've never had a monkey. I've had 2 marmoset monkeys since, and they were adorable.
There goes a baby baring his teeth. Big fangs.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Have that come at you doing 55 miles an hour down the highway. Oh my God.
He's still a small one. Oh. There we go. Big old teeth.
Yeah, them things are mean. And I had 2 of them at this point. I will never own one again.
All right, let me catch up on this chat, make sure we didn't miss anything. Uh-oh. A lot of people are laughing. Lori Kid said my eyes.
The Dracula teeth.
Brittany Ziblis said swear jar times 100.
Right. Thank you.
Yep. Uh-oh. OBG Foster said, who wants to touch Rich's monkey? Thank you. Thank God.
Yeah, it falls off her finger every once in a while.
Can you turn that back on for me?
Yes, sir. Oh, wait. C.W. Whitmore is headed to the Cleveland Aquarium tomorrow. Wish they would have been time to see you guys too. Maybe for my birthday next year. Dude, if you're going to the Cleveland Clinic, cancel it. Or the Cleveland Aquarium. If you're going to the Cleveland Aquarium, cancel it. They got about 40,000 gallons of water. We have 200,000 gallons. Come out to the rescue. I will make provisions for you can come here. Forget the Cleveland Clinic. Everybody that comes
Cleveland
here.
Clinic.
The Cleveland Aquarium. Forget them. Everybody that comes here says they just came from there and it is so much better here. So come here for free and don't worry about the Cleveland Aquarium. You know? Come here.
Because Ollie says, it sounds like Rich had to 5-finger deep drink tonight.
What does that mean?
Feeling good?
I'm all right.
There you go.
I've only made 3. And the first one, I had to put a plastic cover over with a rubber band to keep the damn fruit flies out of. We're on the back deck. The second one and the third one, I'm here, and I'm only that far into the third one. So no, I'm not drunk.
Oh, where are we at? Where are we at?
Fish Room Dave says, so Rich starts his monkey life out by spanking his monkey while driving. Then he has a mass orgy at home. You are wild, my friend. That's one way of looking at it, but that's not how it went down. I guarantee you, Rob Pickering will never come over my house again. This is a fact.
Well, guys, we've got about 22 minutes left. If you guys want any questions answered that don't involve monkeys, let's go ahead and get them into the chat. All right, let me go find some. OBG Foster says if Rich tells his life story in a book, each chapter would open with a picture of a scar.
Right?
Jens Carlson says, love the pool pond. It's getting a jungle habitat.
Was this called? C. Whitmore 7 says, unfortunately, tickets are already paid for, and I'm just riding along. Well, if you guys, you want to go from there, and we're only like 12 minutes south from the Cleveland Zoo. If you want to come here, let me know. Big Rich at OhioFishRescue.com. I'll make provisions for you guys to come here. Okay?
Someone asked if piranha are prohibited in your state. They are not. They
No.
are 100% legal.
Right. Alligators are. We cannot have an alligator anymore. They came and took my alligator.
Lori Kish, $5, says, we know you are all loving the show. Remember to hit the like button.
What do you, Gary S. says, what do you call an explosive monkey? A baboon. And that's what it was.
A baboon. Baboon.
Oh, I see what he said. I see what he did there.
It's a
No,
joke.
that's what that's what our monkey was a baboon. We changed his diaper. We did so much with that little monkey, and he still was an asshole.
Sam Paluski says, what other Australian fish do you get? I know you get barramundi and lungfish over there. Barramundi we actually don't get. We do get Australian lungfish.
Very rarely, like
you
once in 5 years.
You get Giardini, arowana,
Yes.
stuff like that, but not a whole lot. Corey Swift says, how do I convince my wife to let me have 220,000 gallons of water in our house? Any advice is appreciated.
Give her more nookie. I'm sorry.
Bigger house.
You're right.
Harry Banana asked, are the streams only an hour long now? They are an hour and a half.
6 o'clock until 7:30.
Correct. So we tried doing the sweet spot, the 2 hours we thought was too long, hindering ourselves. We like spending time with you, so we decided on an hour and a half. That gives us time to go ahead and, get the information out that we need, answer questions, give the updates, and we don't affect the YouTube algorithm as much. Oh, question. When is that 265-gallon saltwater tank being set up?
See, who said that?
A couple of people, but I just read it, and I read it for the first time.
Let me see their name.
Tri-State Tropicals.
Tri-State.
But I think Raheem asked earlier.
Okay. Tri-State. I want you to know that I worked 3 hours tonight building the life support system under that stand today. And when Josh got here, I tried telling him, he's like, oh, yeah, that's good. And he walked off to the back. So watch day after tomorrow's video, and it will be on there. And we have got like 91% of it done. We have like one more thing to add, which is the auto top off, but I can't find it. Josh, on the edge of the pool, there was a white pump with a blue top with a hose coming from it, and that was sitting by the pool forever. I can't find it now. That's the auto top off unit. I need to add that to the system before I put it down into the stand.
Oh
my God.
I've not seen it. Sorry, bud.
Hayden G says, I miss long streams, but I want the algorithm to be the way it needs to be. Okay, I put up long streams. I actually stay on extra longer. Josh leaves. I also put up longer videos. Josh will put up 20-minute video. I'll put up a 40-minute video. So you guys just keep watching, and we'll do what we can.
People asking about Tracy. Go ahead and rewatch the stream. The first 15 minutes.
Yeah, watch the first 15 minutes.
Raheem says, why is Josh not helping in the saltwater tank set up electricals? Because I told Dad that this is his little venture. He is... I'm
doing it. Josh ain't never around. Josh says, I'm busy.
I would have had that tank set up 2 months ago.
He just had a new baby daughter or some shit. You know what I'm saying? He's acting like he's busy.
I think my dad's channeling his inner slow Joe over here. I would have had that tank set up 2 months ago.
It wasn't important to me because all these other things came up.
Yeah.
And we had to do these other things. And now that you're bitching at me, I had to get it done.
I'm bitching at you?
Oh, you are definitely bitching at me.
I have a tank.
Do you want to deny this?
I have a tank sitting in the driveway that's been there since New Year's. It's now almost August. That's almost 8 months.
It's been just fine. It's just recently he starts bitching at me. So I'm trying to get it done. You told me to get it off my list to do.
I want that tank inside before it
And you started bitching at me.
Yes.
So why are you acting like this is something new to you? You started bitching at me, so I'm trying to get it done.
Because it's funny.
Oh.
Brittany Ziblis, $20 says, Big Rich, if you were still an active bouncer with your super secret ninja moves, and you've seen Josh, Reaper, Hoovy in line to get in, or they were already inside and getting rowdy, how would you handle it?
I would go up to him and be like, look, guys, mellow out. And then I'd give them the little underhand. See this hand right here? This hand would go, look, guys, mellow out. Fwat! Okay? That goes to the nuts. Fwat! The other nuts. Okay? That leaves me one guy left that I have to, he sees both his buddies down on the ground. and I have to take him out. So I grab him by his hair, I pull him in the sleeper hold, and he goes out. And then these guys are starting to, recover. So I grab them and I take them outside and throw them on their ass while they're recovering. And and, that's how I do things. Another secret trick I had was, hey guys, look, hey, please calm down. I see you guys are getting mad. Okay, let's calm down. Look, it's my first night. This guy wants me to handle all you guys, and I don't want to. I love everybody. I don't want to argue with you guys. I don't want to fight with you guys. Let's go outside and smoke a joint together. And they'd be like, "Yeah, you're cool." So we go outside. They go out the door. I shut the door. They're out. Job done. And I lock the door. They cannot get back in now. Now it's the doorman's problem. Right?
Someone keeps asking, in the tank that has the fish that you got from the raid, what is the catfish that's mostly black with white splotches? Sorry if I'm annoying you, asking over and over. Just curious. That is a driftwood cat. And he is very, very deformed. But it is a driftwood cat. Fishroom Dave says, I'm surprised that tank isn't already set up at Josh's house. It's only a matter of time. No more tanks at my house.
No tanks at Josh's house.
I'll do a pond outside, and that's it. Just because it'll look freaking sweet with a fire pit next to it.
Did you say freaking sweet?
Yeah. Because I've got a cool idea, but then that's staying with the house. I don't care. It's staying. The gym's staying. The ponds are staying. I don't care. When that house goes, he's
living in his house and he's going to fix it up. And then when Dad goes, he's coming back here.
Or when I win the Mega Millions tonight and move to wherever the hell we want, I am selling everything. But you know what? We'll deal with that later tonight. Where are we at? Couple more questions. I passed them. Did the GoPro come in yet? Yes, it did. He used it a couple times.
That's how you got the Fred Woodstock underwater videos and all that kind of stuff. Zach 954 says, Bigrich, you smoke gas? No. I used to get high when I in the 80s. In 1981, I graduated, and I've never gotten high since. I don't. It's not for me. I would eat everything in sight and go to sleep. It just wasn't for me. I did not like it. So.
Have you guys thought about making and selling any filtration? I mean, we could, but it's too time consuming and not enough pay. I mean,
we'll take over the world when we make our own monster fish pellets. Okay, we will. Because nobody out there has monster fish and then makes their own pellets. You know what I'm saying?
That don't dirty up the water and the fish actually.
And will sink.
Right.
Yes.
All right, we got 11 minutes here. Let's get some good questions in the chat. How's the firewood doing? He's getting pretty big. The firewood is doing great. He's just over that 2-foot mark. So he's probably going to stay in there until he gets to the 3-foot mark. He's in there with a bunch of the polypterus, the arrows, the tarpon, stuff like that. Stuff that he's not going to get big enough to eat. We got Jim Sheasley, $5, says, hope to make it out soon. He said, I'll buy lunch.
Jim, you're always welcome here. You got a never-ending invitation to come here. Just let me know when you can come, and, I'll know ahead of time, make sure I'm home. You know what I'm saying, brother?
What?
Okay, wait. X asked, how much do we got to pay for an Ohio Fish Rescue tour? And how can you be trusted to be able to have a wonderful experience? Look, go online today. I put out the best tour in the last 2 years today. because I gave a tour to Greg Woodstock and his people, and it is the best tour in the last 2 years.
How long before you do the project at the side of the house replacing the broken canopy cover? Fish Room Dave.
What?
Asking how long before you do the project at the side of the house replacing the broken canopy cover?
We're doing that this summer sometime, but the price of wood is ridiculous. That's what's holding us up, you know?
Are you going to add any plants to the deep part of the outside pond? We're not adding anything besides water lilies, and there already are some water lilies wedged in the rocks, and they've kind of rooted themselves in between the holes of the rocks, and now the lilies are sprouting out. So what I started doing, the lilies that were recently planted, and they became unplanted because someone didn't either put enough rocks on top of them or the fish pulled them out. Then I'm taking those loose ones and I'm now sticking them behind the rock, so they'll get their root ball behind the rock and they'll go ahead and grow the lilies up and out of the water. Where are we at?
Right here.
Where? Oh, the Mexican turtle, is he chilling? He is hiding behind the Universal Rocks background now. We've gotten him out 3 times, and he books it just to go right back behind that Universal
back. I mean, straight back. As soon as you have to get in the water, you get wet, and you get him out, and you push him. You know, he goes swimming, and he does a circle, and he comes right back.
Where are we at? Nope, not reading that one. Aiden G says today's video was pretty awesome. Greg's right-hand man was blown away with.
He sure was.
And big
he was blown away.
I mean, a lot of people are, aren't they?
Well, no, this is somebody. Brian Halford has never been here, and it's Greg's #1 man, and you know he has never been here. He saw it through videos, but when he saw it real life handed, he's like, "Holy crap!" You know, he was like amazed. This is way better than any video has ever said it. You know, and he watched this, and it was crazy. You know.
Someone's asking about the Shack coin. How are they doing?
They're all doing good. They're still growing. We've got 6 inchers, 10 inchers, and 12 inchers, 3 separate, tanks, and we feed them daily. Today, Shay showed up, our volunteer, and she cleaned the glass on the front, and now we can see them again. They're all doing good. They're all doing good. My problem is I don't want to add them into our pond where I don't know which ones are Shack koi or not. That's the problem. So I want to let them grow until they become butterfly koi. We'll keep all them, and then the other Shack koi we will sell as a plus, bring some money in for OFR. Not a donation, but a fundraiser.
Hey, where
AJ says, Bigrich, what was the strain of weed they used to have back back then? Today's are too many. I don't know. I'm not up on the weed thing, and I didn't like it, so I haven't kept up. All I know is back then it smelled so good, and now today's is 90% of it smells like skunk, which is horrible to me. But then you get that few little strains that it smell like Sinsemilla back in the day. You're like, oh, that smells so good. But I didn't like, smoking it. It was in a bowl, and it always tasted bad, and it was in a what do you call them, zigzag paper. And today's people, they don't understand. Today's kids, they smoke and all this other stuff where they've had like 12 or 13 different strands of weed in this bowl, and they're smoking that, or they're putting it in with their cigar, or their it's gross. I don't do it. Back then, you had the taste of weed, which was good. the Sensimilia, back then. And it smelled good, but I didn't like it. I didn't like how it made me feel, so I quit. At like 16, I quit. I didn't like it. It got me high, and all I wanted to do was eat everything in sight and go to sleep. So I quit. But I can still appreciate a good smell. Today's kids, they're always, it's always smells of some sort of skunk, and it's horrible. Yuck.
All right, our boy Omar says, Big Rich, if I win the mega tonight, we will be building a moat around the entire rescue.
Omar, we love you, brother. Can we put the ducks in the damn moat? We have like 5 bags of ducks. Yellow floating ducks. From you, brother.
Coleman Thomas says, will you have a tank bigger than the 4,500?
My dream is to, yes, I would love to open up a public aquarium and get like 3 or 4, like 45,000 gallon aquariums. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we're looking into government grants. We're looking into government funding. We're looking into all kinds of things at all times, trying to do different things. That doesn't seem like it's going to, happen anytime soon. So, there you go.
Okay. Someone's saying maybe a collab with Kenan and make an enclosure for the tortoises. So we consulted with Kenan and Blake, and we found out the best way to do it. We have a plan that we want to do, but, time has just escaped us. So things happen. Things don't always work out as planned, but we try.
Okay, Kay says, I would have fed the fish today, but then I got high. I didn't need to feed the fish, and now I know why. Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. That's a song. That's funny. All right. No, I don't get high no more. I mean, it's been since the 80s. Like 1981 is when I got busted with weed, and I've never smoked since. So 81, 91, 2001, 2021 is 40 years ago. It's now 2022. It's 42 years ago is the last time I got high.
Fish Room Dave says it would be great to see a collab between OFR and Blake. We've done a couple of videos with
We've done
Blake.
a couple, and we've gotten nothing but horror, comments. People are like, you shouldn't, hang out with him. He's terrible with this fish. You shouldn't, stand behind him, blah, blah, blah. We're just collaborating with other people, and all of a sudden these people are like, oh, my God. So, the Blake videos didn't do very well, and neither did the Greg Woodstock videos, and they were all, we cannot, pre-examine the YouTube algorithm.
Lori Kish says, question, having different lights, will it bother the fish? So having different lights as in like 2 different bulbs? No.
Color
but
lights.
If you're talking color changing, wanting to have a rave in your tank, if it makes you mad sometimes, it'll probably make the fish mad. It kind of sends them into like a state of like they're having a seizure type thing, and the fish will freak out if you have just flashing lights or fast color changing lights. If it's a nice progressive slow change, then it's nice and mellow and they won't really be affected. But color changing lights aren't always what they're made out to be.
Now, just because Greg Woodstock offered the color changing lights don't mean that there ain't going to be white lights there, though they are white lights. But we could change them to pink or green or yellow or blue, okay? Our main lighting is the white lights that light up the tanks at night. Now, if somebody comes over and we have like a thing going on, we can turn on the purple lights and go, ooh, look how pretty.
Very white.
Right. But we still have the white lights that we can keep them on. So color lights are better than white lights. You know, it's going to happen. Whether you guys like it or not, we are going to put the color lights in there. So it's going to happen. You know, stop being mad about it. You can't help it.
Okay.
We have white lights now, and we only have white lights now. But when they come in, we have white lights and we have color lights. Okay.
Okay, last question of the night. AJ says, will you guys be covering up the windows and the ceiling in the pool pond?
Oh, we're trying and different things. We're thinking, little shades. We're thinking, sunscreen over the top, like window tinting. We're thinking all kinds of things.
So with that being said, we are past that hour. It is time for us to sign off here. And we appreciate you guys for coming and joining the stream with us. It was a fun one tonight. You got to hear
I appreciate you guys coming out every week.
Awesome story about spanking his monkey.
You stop it. Seriously, I get to hang out with you guys, and this is my one night a week that I get to go out. This is me going out. I'm here. I'm taking care of Tracy. I'm taking care of the house. I'm taking care of everything, the rescue. But I get to basically hang out with you guys at nighttime. It's like me going to the bar. This is my bar time with you guys every single Friday. I love it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
So we will catch you guys in the next one. As always,
stay fishy, my friends. I love that.